Martin, you're jumping on a plane to Argentina tomorrow. How are you feeling about the fight?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. We've had a great training camp and we're ready now, so it's just about going over there and getting the job done.
It's all been very quiet, the sparring you've done. You've never boxed a southpaw before. Is that going to be a problem for you? Have you done a lot of southpaw sparring?
It's not so much a problem, just a new challenge. I've not fought one as a pro, but as an amateur, I fought a few and we've had plenty of southpaw sparring. Everything's gone really well, so I can't say it's going to be a problem, you know, because like I said, I've handled the southpaw sparring well, so I'm just looking forward to the challenge Martinez is going to bring.
When you get to Argentina, what sort of preparations will you do out there?
I should imagine that we've just obviously get over the flight, just a couple of days settling in, a few hard sessions, and then the last week's just about making me weight and just sharpening up.
Are you worried about the atmosphere that will be waiting you when you walk to the ring?
Not really, to be honest with you. I've trained a long time for this fight, so I'm made up that it's finally here. The fact that there's going to be 40,000 RGs screaming against me makes no difference. It's just me and him in the ring, and I'm just focused on getting in the ring and getting the job done, like I said.
I mean, people made a big thing of the reception you'll get. How was you received over there in December on the press tour?
Yeah, I couldn't fault the place. We got treated really well. I mean, I know it's going to be different when I get over there, and obviously the fight night is going to be very hostile. But when we went before, we got treated really well, and I couldn't fault the place or the people.
How did you get on with Martinez then?
All right. He's a nice bloke. He was very respectful. I was very respectful towards him, and he was all right. And like I've just said, I know that's going to change when we fight. We're going to want to punch in 10 holes into each other, but that's just boxing, and we'll shake hands after the fight, and hopefully I'll have that belt and I can go on to bigger fights.
How long have you been keeping your focus just becoming a dad again before you fly out?
I'm lucky to have a great woman. She's looking after our baby. She's getting up doing the night feed, so Argentina's going to be a bit of a rest for me, to be honest with you, with 3 kids. But she's just over 2 weeks old now, and she's doing really well, and everything's going well.
And finally, Martin, have we got a prediction for the fight?
Just that I'm going to win. I'm not going to disrespect Martinez and say I'm going to win in this round or I'm going to win. One way or another, I'll find a way to win. Everybody wanna be famous, 'cause everybody wanna be famous. Reaching out for the stars who can blame us. Stacking papers, real money makers. Everybody wanna be famous.
Ricky, what made you take this fight for Martin Murray, particularly against Sergio Martinez in Buenos Aires?
Well, the opportunity come along, and sometimes you've got to take opportunities when they take them. But Martin Murray, in the time that we've been working together, he's never asked no questions. You know what I mean? Some people would be a little bit put off by fighting the number 1 middleweight in the world, and not only that, the number 3 ranked pound for pound middleweight, but not Martin. He's said yes to every single opponent we've put in front of him, and this one's no different. It's going to be a big ask going into Buenos Aires, in front of 40,000 Argentinians. But as his promoter, you look for little signs of your fighter showing a little bit of weakness. Because we went over to Argentina for the press conference. It was like the Sergio Martinez show, and Martin was not failed in the slightest. So, it is a big ask, but not an impossibility.
He already had the WBA interim title. So what made you, take this fight when he could have gone that route?
Well, you can, the opportunity come along, to fight the number 1 middleweight, in the world. And to be honest with you, we all laced on the boxing gloves from a young age to try and be the best. It was very, very similar to when I got the opportunity to fight Kostya Tszyu. A lot of people, and Frank Warren, my promoter at the time, was saying, well, we don't need to take this route. We can fight Vivian Harris and Shanbei Mitchell and people like that. But no, I wanted to fight the best. And Martin is exactly the same. He has no fear about this. And as good as a champion Sergio Martinez, sooner or later, every good champion's reign has to come to an end. And I think it might be the right fight at the right time. I think Martin, from his fight in Germany where he drew with Felix Stern, I think he's moved on leaps and bounds. He has no fear of fighting anyone, and I think it's a good ask, a good chance for Martin. And I think if he wins it, it will be one of the greatest British wins we've ever had from a British fighter.
That's what I was going to ask you. How does it compare with you against Kostya Tszyu?
I think it's very, very similar. Kostya Tszyu was ranked number 2 pound for pound. Martinez is ranked number 3 pound for pound. He's the best in the division. But Sergio's 38 years of age now, and a good 38 years of age. But I mean, he's 38 years of age now. He's had he was hanging on for dear life against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in his previous fight. There's no reason why Martin Murray can go over there and not think he can win. And if he can just shut out that 40,000 and just concentrate on the man in front of him, I think there could be an upset here.
You spend a lot of time around Martin. How do you think he'll handle it these 2 weeks in Argentina?
I think he'll take to it like a duck to water. To be honest with you, we went over there for the press conference, and it really was the Sergio Martinez show. He's such a massive star. I think he got voted Argentinian, of the year above Lionel Messi. So that's how big it is. And what I want to see from my fighter is sat on the top table next to Sergio Martinez, not in awe. And believe you me, he wasn't in awe in the slightest. And that's what we want to see. We're very grateful for getting this opportunity by Sergio Martinez, but we're not going over there to come second best. We're going over there to take the title. Every good champion always gets beat by some young gun, and I think this is going to be Martin's chance.
So let us know the scale of how big Martinez is in Argentina. How did it compare with the hullabaloo around you when you had big fights in this country?
It's every bit as big, to be honest with you. Sergio Martinez, I could just imagine if I went to Australia and we had a press conference there with Kostya Tszyu, it would have been, exactly like the Sergio Martin he was. There was like, Martin has probably been to Germany and boxed Felix Stern and boxed at, in the different all over the world, but they were, they've gone from 5 cameras to like 55 cameras. It was absolutely massive. I think at the press conference there was nearly 2,000 people there at the press conference, and to see my fighter sat on the top table, not in awe, not going there to make up the numbers and saying the right things, was very, very pleasing for me. And just looking at him at the gym today, what shape he looks in and confidence, he could just, his last fight against Navarro, it's since the Felix Stern fight, it's like he's moved on a gear, from confidence, as if that fight told him, listen, I'm capable of doing whatever I want to do in boxing. And he's got a wonderful chance, massive chance.
In your prediction, Ricky?
I think Martin to take it on points or maybe a late stoppage.